1, 2, is this on?
A wrestler's physique is one of the few things they control without major input from the higher ups. It's important for a talent to switch up their appearance, and getting jacked and losing weight can be a big part of this. We've highlighted numerous wrestlers who've done this already, but today we're going to look at 10 more ridiculous wrestler body transformations. In early 2005, Randy Orton was carrying a shoulder injury which limited his training. This meant he downsized a bit before returning in better shape.
You got a neck like a stack of dimes? On some sort of anorexic diet or something? What's going on?
Over the next decade, Orton regularly maintained a strong physique, with only slight alterations, like when he dropped some weight during his original run as the Viper.
Oh my gosh, look at Randy Orton.
And then he bulked back up in the years that followed.
I hope you like them, I made them myself.
Randy's most radical physical change came after returning in 2023. Orton was bigger and more muscular than he'd been for quite some time. With Randy having missed over 18 months of action due to injury, he made sure to return better than ever. The Viper was universally missed by fans who welcomed him back with open arms. Orton not only looked fantastic, he also hadn't missed a beat in the ring either, despite his lengthy layoff.
Randy Orton! That is a thing of beauty! He's back! It is art!
A career-threatening back injury in 2011 led to Chris Jericho changing his workout approach. DDP Yoga got rid of Jericho's back pain and helped him get in tremendous shape ahead of his return to WWE in 2012.
And after about 6 weeks, the pain had pretty much disappeared, and now it's been 6 months and I have zero pain whatsoever, nothing.
When I came back to the WWE in 2012, I was in the best shape of my life.
It is Chris Jericho!
Jericho's next major body change occurred at the beginning of his run with New Japan in 2018. Chris decided to gain weight so he could appear more menacing as a heel, while also appearing larger than some of the wrestlers he was working with.
The Painmaker never loses!
This continued when Jericho joined All Elite Wrestling, although all that added weight began to slow Chris down in the ring.
Jericho! Oh! Lion salt!
Eventually, a health scare at the end of 2021 led to Jericho slimming down. He cut back on drinking and completely changed his diet and lost over 30 pounds.
Jericho is in as good a shape as he's been in years.
You want a cookie? You want a cookie for that? Because guess who doesn't care?
Good to see you, because quite frankly, I thought you'd be dead by now.
Whoa.
In the early 2000s, Test established himself as a physical, hard-hitting, big hoss wrestler.
Booker T follows the mount.
No way, Test can't lift him, look at this! Oh man! Oh my God!
He altered his appearance in 2002, cutting his hair and switching to trunks.
Well, he lost his mullet. What? A nice haircut.
While also getting more ripped in the process, before a neck injury resulted in him being fired. Test returned in 2006, wrestling on ECW. He was freakishly jacked, displaying signs of palumboism with a visibly distended belly.
Tell you what, how aggressive does Test look, Joe?
Test had been open about taking PEDs and prescription medicine, which would have led to this muscular look.
Test is all offense in his ECW debut. Absolutely all offense. Very physical.
Test's second run with WWE wouldn't last long. He departed after violating the wellness policy, and it was his struggles with substance abuse that contributed to Test's untimely passing in 2009. No wrestler exemplified a more freakish physique than Scott Steiner. He appropriately earned the nickname Freakzilla, and while he was always in great shape, Steiner didn't adopt his freak look until breaking off as a singles star in WCW. He grew to a gigantic size, looking more like a gorilla than a wrestler.
The Daddy! That's the big bad! Booty Daddy! I'm Big Papa Pump!
Scott Steiner.
Genetic freak! Big bad Booty Daddy!
My freaks call me Big Bad Booty Daddy.
You trying to get the referee to stop because of blood? Oh. And Scott Steiner dropping that big, look at this, little push-up. Those intimidating push-ups. What Steiner is thinking is that he's going to be the next heavyweight champ in the world.
Just like Sunday night! This brown is going to be mine!
Scott maintained this appearance until injuries and old age forced him to downsize.
I was scared to death. I thought Scott Steiner was going to murder me in New Orleans.
Steiner has reiterated how he's never failed a test in his entire career. Scott was asked to take one while working for WWE. However, he refused to do so unless Triple H took one with him, one of wrestling's most physically impressive talents of all time.
The Demon Seed! In the big red monster! You know when I was a kid, JR? I love monsters!
Kane's first major body transformation took place after he returned from a torn bicep in 2002.
Oh, glory!
chicks dig the mask.
The nature of the injury affected his training to the point where he became less and less muscular as time went on.
To escape! But the wrecking continues!
I mean, this guy once accused me of being a murderer and then pretended to have sex with a mannequin and said it was my dead girlfriend.
The Big Red Machine got himself in tremendous shape after becoming corporate Kane. Here he slimmed down, displaying a more cut up physique with visible abs. It was the best he'd looked since first losing his mask in 2003. When Brock Lesnar returned in 2012, he looked quite different compared to the last time we saw him on WWE TV. Brock had trimmed down to fight in UFC. But began bulking up after stepping back in the ring. In 2014, Lesnar began training for a UFC return, which meant slimming down again. However, Brock didn't end up fighting again until 2016.
Look at that. That guy is an animal.
Lesnar emerged victorious on the night, though the decision was later overturned after Brock tested positive for a banned substance that's typically used when cycling off steroids. In 2018, Lesnar looked set to take on Daniel Cormier. But the fight never happened, despite Brock again dropping weight ahead of another proposed comeback.
Yes.
Drew McIntyre had a tough time during the last few years of his first WWE run.
Gordon, laid the cover by El Torito. El Torito.
Not only was McIntyre relegated to being a lower card enhancement talent, but a string of personal issues compounded with his release from the company. In his time away, Drew was like a man possessed.
Not only are you going to keep going, you're going to become the biggest and best wrestler on this planet.
Unhappy with his appearance, McIntyre revamped his diet and training regime. This, coupled with the sensational run on the independent scene, saw WWE come calling once more.
Good luck, and I'll see you down the road.
McIntyre returned in 2017, working for the NXT brand and looking a totally different man compared to his previous spell with the company. He packed on a significant amount of muscle and appeared more menacing and serious than before. Drew achieved much success and reaped the rewards following the changes he made in his life after being fired in 2014. After signing with WWE in 2016, AJ Styles gradually put on more size, with the aim of looking like more of a believable challenger against bigger opponents.
Styles forearm after forearm to the jaw of Sheamus.
AJ did this by opting for a beefier appearance compared to his TNA days. However, Styles' most drastic physical change came after he returned in late 2023. AJ looked considerably more muscular than he'd ever been before. This coincided with his switch to a darker character.
Judging by AJ's appearance, this is a very, very different man than we last saw.
AJ, can we get a comment?
No.
Throughout his career, Bradshaw maintained a burly power physique. He got into decent shape after returning in 2003 and later transitioning to the JBL character, but a persistent back issue led to his weight increasing and ultimately saw him stepping away from active competition in 2006.
The last sitting that JBL has wrestled in as a part of SmackDown.
A noticeably thinner Layfield returned to the ring in 2007, having lost over 50 pounds. While he wasn't jacked like some of our other entries, Bradshaw got down to the lowest weight of his career at 240 pounds, having ballooned to over 300 after he stopped wrestling.
2 years ago, I broke my back and ballooned to 330 pounds. But with Energy Plus, I had the energy to work out and to lose almost 100 pounds.
JBL even appeared on the cover of a fitness magazine as a result of the weight loss. Braun Strowman's strongman background ultimately led him to the WWE. He debuted as a 400-pound protected monster in the Wyatt family. Braun didn't begin to dial it in from a work perspective until he became a singles wrestler. This is also true from a physical point of view, as Strowman gradually got himself in better shape.
And there is the mountain of a man known as Braun Strowman. He makes his way to the ring. I've just never seen anyone with this combination of power, of speed.
Braun's most impressive transformation occurred ahead of his return to WWE in 2022. Strowman got down to 335 pounds with single-digit body fat.
Look at the size of Braun Strowman. He's even bigger and badder than before.
You ain't lying.
Stalking toward the ring. Bigger and badder than before.
Your smart strategy from the General. You think you're gonna step up to me? Come on, you big son of a...
Now if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our first installment of 10 WWE wrestlers who returned completely shredded. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.